Imagine this. Your friend tells you their partner lies to them, ignores them, and constantly makes them feel small. You ask the obvious question.
Why don't you just leave? But months later, they're still together. Maybe you've even asked yourself the same question. Maybe you've stayed in a relationship that made you cry more than it made you smile. And the strange part? You knew it wasn't healthy. So why is leaving so hard? The answer isn't that people are weak. It's that our brains are wired in ways that can trap us long after love has faded. Today, we'll explore the hidden psychology behind why people stay in bad relationships and why understanding it might change
how you see yourself forever. Most people assume relationships survive because of love, but psychologists have found something surprising.
Love is only one part of the equation. People stay because of shared memories, shared routines, shared dreams, shared identities. Imagine spending 5 years building a life with someone. Suddenly leaving doesn't just mean losing a partner. It feels like losing your future. Your daily routine changes. Your home changes. Your social circle changes. Even your sense of who you are begins to disappear. The brain interprets all of that as a major threat.
Sometimes, staying feels emotionally safer than starting over, even when staying hurts.
There's another psychological force at work. It's called loss aversion. Researchers have found that people generally feel the pain of losing something more intensely than the joy of gaining something new. Imagine you've invested years into a relationship. Time, energy, love, memories. Walking away can feel like admitting all of that was wasted. So instead of asking,
Will I be happier if I leave? Our brains quietly ask, how can I avoid losing everything I've already invested?
Ironically, this way of thinking can keep people investing even more into a relationship that's no longer healthy. Bad relationships are rarely bad all the time. If they were, leaving would be much easier. Instead, many unhealthy relationships follow a cycle. There are painful moments, then apologies, then affection, then promises to change. Then, for a while, things actually seem better.
That temporary improvement creates hope. And hope is incredibly powerful.
Your brain begins chasing the memory of how good things could be,
instead of accepting how things actually are. You aren't always attached to the relationship you have.
Sometimes you're attached to the relationship that you believe it could become. Humans adapt to almost anything, even emotional pain.
Over time, constant criticism, neglect, or emotional distance can start to feel normal, not because they're healthy, because they're familiar. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as the power of familiarity. The brain often mistakes familiar for safe, even when familiar is harmful. This is one reason people who grew up around unhealthy relationships may unintentionally repeat similar patterns later in life. Not because they want suffering, but because their brains recognize the pattern. And what the brain recognizes often feels less frightening than the unknown. For many people, the relationship isn't the only thing they're afraid of losing. They're afraid of loneliness. They wonder,
what if no one else ever loves me? What if I never find someone better? What if being alone feels worse than this?
Those fears are deeply human. Humans evolved to survive in groups. Connection isn't just emotionally rewarding. It's part of how our brains learn to stay alive. That's why loneliness activates many of the same brain regions associated with physical pain.
Sometimes people stay because the fear of being alone feels more immediate than the pain they're already experiencing.
If you've ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have, it doesn't automatically mean you made a bad decision. It means you're human. Your brain was trying to protect you. Sometimes it protected you in ways that no longer served you.
Healing often begins when we stop asking, "Why am I so weak?"
And start asking, what need was my brain trying to protect? Was it safety? Belonging? Hope? Fear? Understanding the answer gives you something powerful: choice. The hardest relationships to leave are often the ones that taught us to confuse love with fear. But understanding the psychology behind those feelings doesn't just explain the past. It gives us the ability to build healthier relationships in the future.
Because sometimes the strongest act of love isn't holding on. It's knowing when to let go.
If you enjoyed this exploration into human psychology, consider subscribing. Every week, we'll uncover the hidden forces that shape our decisions, emotions, and behavior, one fascinating question at a time.